I want to welcome everybody to the On the Map podcast. You know me, I'm Coach Paul. That handsome young fellow over there is my co-host Jay. This young man I will introduce that's right in the middle of your screen. But I want to welcome everybody to the On the Map podcast. This is a platform for young high school athletes to share their stories, whether they're young men or young women. This is to give them the platform to give them the platform to share their stories, no matter what the dream is. This is only the beginning. I totally winged it because I deleted our intro by accident, but you know what? It's okay because you guys know what this is all about. Hey, so this young man right here is a sophomore. He is a sophomore. He just finished his sophomore campaign. He finished the season with 994 passing yards with 9 touchdowns, 507 rushing yards with 8 touchdowns, 966 yards receiving with 12 touchdowns. He's ranked number 74 in California, number 4 in the Los Angeles City section, number 1 in the Eastern League, and 4th in California Interscholastic Federation. He was named the Los Angeles Section Division II Player of the Year, first team All-League receiver for the Eastern League. We'd like to welcome the sophomore phenom, Nicholas Fonseca, to the show. Yeah! Yeah, welcome to the show, dude.
What up?
What up, man? Hey, for everybody that knows, you already know I'm a homer. So, when I can get my kids on, and it's well deserved, and it's not one of those things where it's just like, oh, yo, Coach Paul's just using his pool because it's his podcast to throw his kids on. Nah, this young man earned this interview. You know what? We just gonna get to it because if you haven't got to experience watching Nick play, you guys are missing out. I get to watch it firsthand because I'm his coach. So I'm with him every day, so I see what goes into it. Jay got to witness it when he went to the championship and he seen it firsthand. And Nick, you're fucking electrifying, man. Excuse my language,
Thank you.
Hey, man, you do your thing. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, Jay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. Hey, so Nick, you finished the season with a total of 2,467 yards, 29 touchdowns total as a sophomore. Those are amazing numbers. Can you tell me what type of work went into you having this type of season?
Well, I really started training like literally right after our season was over at Pius.
Okay.
I started working out like every day. I found a DB coach. I started getting new trainers because I got a speed trainer because I knew I needed to get faster.
Okay.
So, and varsity compared to JV is way different. Like the
Absolutely.
speed and stuff. So I was like, I need to get way faster. But I was working out every day. Like every day. I was working out with my coach Rico and my speed trainer Mike the Flash.
Okay.
So working out every day. Then I started working out with Matt, but later on, like February type.
Yeah.
And I was just training. The only thing I lacked though was the weight room.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really lacked. But I was training. My uncle Gordo, he took me to all my workouts.
Hey, shout out to Gordo, man. I love Gordo.
Yeah.
Gordo is definitely part of our team and part of our family, man.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and G too. G always helped.
Shout out to Coach G.
Yeah. And it was a lot of training this off season.
It seems like you don't take any days off, man. Like, does that ever does it wear and tear on your body? Like, do you ever feel just exhausted?
Yeah, but I'd be like, in my head, I just be like, that's good because I'm getting better.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I just started training again like last week, but I've been in the weight room.
That's right.
And speed training. So I'm already back on the grind.
That's right.
You feel a difference from right now where you are, January, 10th, till January 12th, 2024? A year, can you feel a
25.
difference?
Yes,
25.
a big difference. Because I just feel faster. I feel like I just feel like I'm progressing and getting better day by day. So I feel it. And then it shows out on the field too because of how I play. So it shows. So yeah.
There we go. That's nice. So you're telling us that you're putting in a bunch of work What's the motivation behind that work? What gets you up every morning?
Want to go D1 to the NFL. That's really it. Like I'm like literally, I don't have no backup plan. I'm just trying to go to the league. They make
There you
money
go.
too, so I'm just like, if I see a lot of kids like they already getting offers and stuff, but it don't really bother me because I'm just like, I just got to keep training. So
Yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah, just stay in your lane.
Yeah,
As they say, comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare yourself to somebody else,
yeah, I
you're gonna
know.
feel down about yourself.
Hey, there's
Hmm.
really like honestly, like too many. Like I'm not saying a lot of kids like have that dream, right? Like because everybody, even me, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it to the league. I want to, but I didn't have your work ethic, Nick. Like I
Yeah,
didn't train every day. I just thought that my athletic ability was good enough to get me far. And it got me pretty far, but then when I got to like those moments where it was like, here's your chance to make it, like to make arena, the person that beat me out had your work ethic. That person was working
yeah.
out every day. When I was gassed
Hmm.
for arena tryouts, he's out there running circles around me, and I understood why I got cut. And the fact that you're like, this is my only plan,
Yeah,
dude. Like you're not disappointing yourself. Like you attack
hmm,
every day. Like
yeah,
yo, NFL, NFL,
yeah.
NFL,
That's
and
all it
that's
is.
dope, bro.
Hmm. So yeah, but that's really like really it. That's what really motivates me.
That's dope.
That's
Hmm.
awesome. I love that. Nick, you
Yeah,
mentioned St. Pius a little bit before. Can you played some tough teams while you were at St. Pius? Would you say playing those type of players, that type of coaching with that size and the speed, would you say that helped you once you transferred over to Southgate to
yeah,
make an impact immediately?
yeah. It did, and I always be thinking of it. I'm like, because it did help a lot. Because the competition over there is better. So when I came over here, I'm like, this is low key easy. Like they're not messing with me. So it's like when I over there, because I was on JV, but I was playing both at the same time. So I had 9 picks on JV and one on varsity.
Nice.
So, but I didn't play no offense at all. And I came over here and I was playing offense and I did good on offense. But the competition was harder over there. And it developed me to come over here because this lower competition over here as city section compared to southern section. So it did develop me a lot.
Yeah, and to the viewers, I don't want you guys to feel like he's taking a shot or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
no,
not
no.
sliding any players because we have some great
Yeah,
competition over here.
yeah,
It's just honestly like it's he went to a school that's a private school that set him up where the competition was different. So
hmm,
when he says better, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, he's dissing anybody. Just remember,
no,
he's 16. He's giving his opinion, and we it's not disrespectful, all right? So I
yeah,
just want
no.
to clear the air with that, and make sure
Hmm.
everybody's on the same page. So you kind of answered my question that I was going to ask you, man. So you transferred from St. Pius to Southgate, and you guys played some pretty tough opponent. You played some pretty tough opponents, and you did say that it prepared you. So I'm going to kind of like go to the left of that because you answered it already. What would you say prepared you the most? Well, you're from St. Pius, what you took from knowing at Pius, what prepared you the most to have such an impactful season this year at Southgate?
Just like the players we played against,
Okay.
like they were good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if I could play against them, I could play against these kids too. So
Yeah.
it just like it impacted me a lot. So just playing against good competition helps you. Like
Yeah.
you always want to go against the best. Like you go to
Yep.
camp or something, you always want to play the best because it helps you get better. So
Yeah.
just stuff like that that developed me.
Can I ask you? I know this wasn't it. This is just going to be off the top of the head question and an answer. While you were at Pius, who was Yo, everybody knows this is a family show. I got family in the house. We got the Packers Eagles game going on right now, and I got a Packer fan in my house, and he is losing his mind right now because his team is not performing. So if you hear outbursts, if it gets edited out, just know when I laugh, if I have a giggle, it's because I got family stuff going on. But the one thing, when you were at Pius, and I don't like comparing the two, but I'm going to ask you, who was one of the toughest kids you went against? Because I hear you guys talking.
Well,
All you guys know everybody. So what's up?
DeJour, number one, DeJour Menifee.
Okay.
That's he's my boy, but that was the toughest. Me and him used to always like talk smack at practice and
All
stuff.
right.
He was a senior though, and I was a freshman, but it was always competition between me and him.
Okay.
But I still like when I have my DB workouts, like I always go again. Like I train with my boy TJ from
Yeah.
Pius. He's number 5.
Okay.
And we like when we be training right there with Rico, we always have good competition too.
Okay. That's what's
But
up.
yeah, so that was one of the best players I played against right there.
Okay.
So yeah. hmm
Now, Nick, can you tell me what the biggest difference was from a Southern section school to a city section school? Because we had Jack Thomas from Palisades on earlier this week, and he was at Loyola. And I specifically want to hear what your opinion on the difference in the work ethic in the kids. Because Jack Thomas brought up a great point that I never really noticed. He said that Southern section football is kind of made to weave out the people who are unsure about football. You know, the 6 a.m. wait, staying late till
Yeah.
practice, stuff like that. Would you say there's a difference in work ethic between the kids from a Southern section to
Yeah.
a city section school?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big difference because and not to like throw not on city section, but like a lot of the kids in southern section, they go play for the team because they want to play. Like
Mm,
a lot of city section kids just like they show up and they be like, "Oh, let's play some football. Let's just play." And they end up playing. And they're good, but like most of the southern like private schools and stuff, like they go to play football. And it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is way different with the work ethic. And then some kids like they're not that serious about it, like how Southern section is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah,
it's way different.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I'll say it. When I was playing, there was a ton of kids on my team who didn't really take it serious because,
Yeah,
you know, you lose a string of games in a row. You're just with your friends, you know,
yeah,
bad
yeah. I know. I
coaching, stuff like that.
like I was talking to like not to, like over there at Southgate, they went 0-10 last
Hmm.
year, and I was talking to some of the kids, and they was like, once we were like 0-6, we were like, let's just play to have fun. I was
Yeah,
like, I can't do
exactly.
that.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna want to win. I want to
My
win.
sophomore
Yeah.
year, we went 0-9. Um, by league, we knew we were all right. Let's just whatever happens, happens, and that's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah,
Like
I
anybody on my
can't.
team will tell you that.
Hey,
I can't do that.
yeah, like so I've mentioned I've been part of like some like I my high school career wasn't all that great, right? I like I got honorable mention my senior year, but I'm not talking about just like individually. As a whole, it was crazy because my sophomore year we went 2-8, my junior year we went 1-9, and then my senior year is what we call the turnaround years because we went 4-6, and then the following year they went like 7 uh, I think they won 2 league games. Yeah, because they made the playoffs. So they went 7-3. Like so
Wait, at what school?
at Whittier.
What year? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Southern section, it is different. Like
Yeah.
now that I'm a coach, like that mandatory stuff, like and
Yeah.
it's not a shot at anybody, but like even when I was in high school, we never had kids in the middle of the season. Hey, coach, I'm dipping off. I'm going to Guatemala for 3 weeks. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm
exactly.
going to El
Yeah.
Literally,
Salvador
yes.
for a month. Like what? Like
Yeah.
and this is I swear to God, this is not a slight at any parent. It's just it starts at home. Like it does. Like if the support's not there at home,
Yeah.
your approach is going to be like, well, hey, I'm out for 3 weeks. Like I would have been the kid
Yeah.
begging my mom, let me stay with a relative. Like, do you know what this is going to do to me? Like I had seniors
Yeah.
just like I'm gonna miss the first 3 weeks of a game, and I was just like, or first 3 weeks of the season, and I was just like,
Yeah.
what? You're okay with that? I gotta
I know.
go.
I don't know how people do that.
Yeah.
It's
You
crazy,
about
but
to, I got a question right before I get to it. I'm gonna bring up kind of like a funny story.
yeah.
That Coach Paul said, when he said these kids go to Guatemala for a month or something like that.
Dog, they just
So
dip
my
out.
so my sophomore year, right? As you could tell, it wasn't very a good year for winning for Taft. I went to Taft High in the Valley. Um, so it had to have been mid-season. We were like 0-6, 0-7 by that time. Our linebacker coach, I won't say his name, he disappeared for 2 weeks, and everyone just thought he'd quit because our OC had quit mid-season too, and he quit over a text message.
Wow.
2 weeks later, we're playing Granada Hills High School,
Yeah.
our league game, and he just shows up and he says, "Oh, I got married." He didn't tell nobody. Everyone thought he quit. He just shows up on
Oh
game day.
wow. You know
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Peace out for 2 weeks. I need a break.
it is. Yeah, it is what it is. But my question is, are the facilities different between Southgate and St. Pius? I'd imagine they would be.
Way different. Yeah. Because, like, I mean, it's a private school, so they have more money. But, like, yeah, it's like over there, they had a lot more, better, like, better things.
Yeah.
Like,
Newer as well.
I be mad, I be mad riding in the school buses that we be in. I be like, man, why can't we get a charter bus, like, over there at Pius? But, I mean, it's still cool, though. It gets us
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
but
the job done.
it's way better.
Hey,
Yeah.
these school buses are not comfortable. I mean, he's not
I
lying.
know that not.
It's
The
not.
charter
It's
ones
not
are
the
better. Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
for
charter ones
sure.
are way better.
Yeah, yo, so Nick, you had to play your first 5 games at quarterback because Michael Gonzalez, your guys' quarterback, had to sit out the first five. What would you say your mindset was knowing, let's say the day before, oh, I'm gonna have to play quarterback for 5 weeks? What was your mindset?
I was mad. I was mad.
Okay.
I hated it. I hated it. I mean, because I played quarterback when I was uh 10, 12, and then 14 U. I played for a little bit, and then I was just like, nah, I don't want to do it. Cause 12, cause I played with Francisco Mesa, number one,
Yeah.
when I was 12 and 10. I was that quarterback. All I'll do is hand him off the ball. Here, you go
You
run.
do it.
So yeah, so I'm like 14 U came and they're like, oh, you're gonna start throwing the ball more. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't like throwing the ball because I'll be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna throw a pick and I'm gonna get mad. So
Yeah.
what's it
Yeah.
called? I played it, but when they tell me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. So we ended up I was doing good. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And my like you Coach Paul would tell like I'll be at practice mad all the time. Like I'll be like, I'm not even trying to throw this. Just throw it like little lob. I'm like, I'm not trying to play. But I still did good. I still did good at quarterback with 1,000, damn near 1,000
Yeah.
passing yards.
Hey, the one thing
So
I
I'm
gotta,
like,
yeah, the one thing I give you credit for is even though you didn't want to do it, and you had your moments because I would always be in your ear
yeah,
hey, I know you don't want to do this, but we need you right now.
yeah,
And I give it to you. I give it to you because what you were dealing with, and like when he brings up this Mary Star game, it's just the fact that the people that we had in place that we expected to step up in
yeah,
those moments, they shied away from it, Jay. Like we had
Okay.
some people that were like, yeah, like they could have been those guys in that moment, and they beat us with one player because we couldn't tackle. The dude took 5 screens to the house. 5
yeah,
screens. They didn't beat us deep. They didn't run the ball down our throats. They threw their star athlete 5 screens, and because we couldn't tackle, he housed them.
They had
That's
it
the
was
the
little
like,
cheese
only
play.
reason.
what
They
was
had
it,
the
like
cheese play.
14-7
It was 14-7
at halftime?
at halftime.
Yeah,
14-7
so it
at
was like,
halftime.
Yeah.
no,
And
14-0, 14-0, because
oh
we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
score
we
to the
scored
end.
second half.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. That's
yeah,
right. Hey, so my question is filling in at a position that you didn't intend to play is a great example of leadership, and you put in the team first. You don't find too many sophomores that are able to do that, man, and not think about their own think about their own agendas. Making a sacrifice for the greater good, like you did. Who helped you develop those leadership skills, or is it something that just you were like, you know what, this is what I got to do, and I'm gonna do it?
It was really like I gotta do it
Okay.
because like I've never been a leader like that, like vocal and like the man and stuff. So like when I had to do it, I was like, okay, so I have to do this. But I've never been like a vocal leader, none of that. But I was like, if I tell, but like it comes natural when I
Yeah.
had a feeling at the position, and I'm like, it shows I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
So.
It
Cause
does.
I could really play anything on the field. I think the only thing I can't play is O line. That's it. I could play D line. I could play D line.
Hey,
Just
he's
put
not
me at
lying.
DN.
Hey, he's not
Put me at
lying.
DN.
Hey, we were messing around at practice one time, and he was like, "Coach, just put me in that nose guard." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Watch this,
Nose guard. All
bro." He
right.
Yeah,
pulled like he stunned, like he didn't even go heads up. Like he took a step forward, went around, and they ran like a zone read. And Nick was in the C hole before anybody even knew where in the hell he was. And I was just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
yeah.
Nice. We're reading the
I
play.
was like,
Oh,
"Oh man,
I
definition of
think
an
O line's
athlete.
the only thing.
yeah,
But I could really play anything.
he
Like
can."
at Pius, uh, they had me at backer for a game on JV.
Sheesh.
So,
Nice. Yeah,
He's not
that's
scared to hit it.
cool.
mhm.
Yeah, I can see. I remember watching the championship game. I was like, oh, laying the wood too after just running for a touchdown. Nice.
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
guys, Southgate, you guys finished 7-7 overall, 1-6 in league, which 1-6 isn't really doesn't do you guys justice because me and Coach Paul, we kind of agree that you guys play in the second toughest league in the city. So 1-6 looks bad on paper, not as bad as it seems, and then yet you guys still made it to the D2 championship. What are you taking away from this season to make sure next season you guys have even more success?
Uh, Hopefully nobody gets grade cut. That just start off with that. But it because we didn't have all our pieces this year. Like I think I say Wilson. That's the game we had all our pieces because then June ended up getting hurt. Like no injuries. Like we just need none of that
That's the game you
because
guys. Sorry to cut you off. That's the game you guys scored like 60, no?
Nah, that was our
60
leader.
no,
something.
that's
Our
Arletta.
leader.
That's Arletta.
Our lead.
Our
Okay,
leader.
sorry.
Our
Sorry.
leader.
Continue.
We were full force, full
Yeah,
go.
that's yeah. So we just need like no injury, and we just gotta like be consistent, like the whole team. We're working out. Like everybody has to be on the same page for us to have an actual good season.
Yeah. That will lead me to this, man. Like you mentioned that what June came back and we finally and then and Jay brought up our leader. So this isn't an excuse, but for majority of the season, for those of you that don't know or didn't know, for the majority of the season up until the playoffs, you guys didn't play a game with a complete team.
Mm-mm.
Do you think next year having all of those guys available for the whole season will help you be more successful overall?
Yes, wait, because you see what we did like at full force against Arletta, and it just we just gotta keep working, and we're gonna get better and build better chemistry going into next year.
Yeah,
So it just like I feel like if we have all our pieces together, we're gonna do good.
that's dope.
We can't just like we can't have like one person sitting out and then we always missing somebody.
Yeah.
First 5 games we missed Speedy and Mike. Then uh oh wait, let me think. Bell Bell we was missing Speedy.
Yep.
Garfield was missing June and Speedy.
Yeah.
Southeast we finally had our full team and then Speedy got hurt in the second half.
Wow.
So it just like we never and Mike didn't Mike wasn't showing up to practice like that. So it's just
Yeah.
like he was rusty.
All
And
right.
I'm trying to figure out who else. HP we didn't have June or Speedy. Roosevelt we didn't have June. So it's
Yeah.
like every game we didn't have somebody.
So like the Bell game. Oh wait, before I ruin that, Is that a question? Because I brought it up, right? Yeah. No, it's not. Okay. So the Bell game, we lose by 2 points. Roosevelt,
Mhm.
the Roosevelt was a close one.
We was up
Yeah.
22.
So, like, yeah, without going too much detail, because Jay's got a question involving that. But yeah, dude, like, I totally agree. I think once you guys have a full season together, watch out.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
go ahead, Jay. It's
Yeah.
on you.
Coach Barr bringing up these close games. So, Nick, you guys only lost 2 games where it was more than 14 points. With those games being that close and with the majority of your skill guys being that young, how good do you feel going into next season?
I feel good because we're gonna finally be like at full force, and we're gonna be building chemistry even during the season, like playing
Hmm.
together. And we had a run in the playoffs with all of us together. So imagine like in season going into league. So I feel good about it. And most of the games were just like we should have won most of them. It just things happen.
Your own mistakes and external
Yeah.
factors as well, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
And
Yeah.
because
So,
like just to throw in just something real quick, like a little tidbit, because that Bell game, like, look, we were whooping that ass,
Same thing with Roosevelt.
yeah,
yeah.
and just because it was Mike's first game back, it was just like once
Yeah.
Yeah.
they found out how to like stop him a little bit, like it just turned into one of those things where you could tell his development and being younger was
Yeah.
played a factor, and the fact that he
Because
had to sit out 5 games.
it
Go ahead.
was his first varsity game. Because yeah, it was his first varsity game.
Yeah,
And then he had like a rusty game because he was first time back,
Hmm.
and it was just a lot of stuff. Like we only lost by 2, but we
yeah,
was up the whole time, and we was in the game with them. Like third quarter, they scored, we scored right again. I had caught like a bomb from Mike touchdown.
yep,
It was 28-28. Then they came scored. It was just like damn. Like
Yeah.
they scored and we scored, and it was just like at some point I had to give up.
yeah. I
Yeah,
would
those
say
are two
that
good teams. Yeah,
those
go
that
ahead.
Roosevelt game though, dude, like it, and I'm not putting him on blast, but it's 4th and 1, and he has him stopped in the fucking in the excuse me, he has him stopped in the backfield, and their running backs, Roosevelt always has hefty running backs, and the dude slips the tackle, gets the first down, and we lose by 6.
Oh
Like,
yeah. It was
yeah,
the end.
yeah. Like we had games like that. Like the only two teams that put up numbers on us that would have beat us was HP and Garfield. Everybody
Yeah,
else,
that's it.
like that Southeast game is a little like 22-10, but it was 15 to
It was
10.
yeah, it was really 15 to
It was
10
15 to
because
10. Go ahead. You tell it, Nick.
the game was over. They just literally all they had to do was take a knee, but they want to score. They want to score.
Yeah.
So they scored,
Oh, okay.
and
But
they
our
made it
defense
look
had been
worse
on the
than what
field
it
for like
was.
9 minutes, bro. Like
Yeah.
we had got that. Like we had made a stop. Our offense goes
Hmm.
out, and Mike makes a bonehead mistake, and there's no shot. Like he was trying to make something happen, and it turned out to be a mistake. And so, like our defense is gas, bro. So they're just out there, and they're just like, all right, these fools are going to take a knee, and we're going to be okay. Well, the coach gave the ball to their running back Edward Rivera, and like we had him tackled in the backfield, and our guys were gassed and one arm tackle, bro, and he broke it for like 45. So
Yeah.
it is what
He's a
Yeah.
it
great
is.
player though.
Yeah.
So, and all those games you guys were talking about, Bill, Southeast, Roosevelt, those are all teams in D1, so that's nothing
Yeah.
to like hang your heads down on.
Yeah.
And speaking of
Man.
schedule and kind of like strength of schedule,
Yes,
so me and
sir.
Coach Paul has actually told me your guys' preseason already, and it's a pretty strong one. So for everyone listening, you guys are going to play La Mirada, Linwood, Santa Fe, and Mary Star. So out of those 4 non-league games, who are you most excited to play?
Linwood.
Oh, he
Linwood?
wants his
Linwood.
get back.
Man, I had to play quarterback, and they like they just felt like they did something, but it's like I'm not a quarterback. I threw a pick six that game. I was mad. So it just um I feel like if we have our whole team, we should. like we should really win.
Yeah.
Like all of us together, and we're gonna have everybody back too. So I feel like that's the game I'm looking forward to. And yeah, that's really the game I'm looking forward to. Just
Okay.
that one. And
There
then
we
league
go.
games, all of them, except for Legacy.
Except for
Yeah,
Legacy.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
yeah,
Hey, so the reason I know why he's saying legacy is because going into this year, there's a lot of disrespect going on. Like some of the posts, like so. As you guys know, everybody follows each other around here, right? So social media is very big.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our kids went like our coach doesn't allow the kids to go to a certain extent as far as posting stuff on social media. Like you can post, but if you post something wrong, just know that there's repercussions, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
all our kids had been abiding by the rules since the season started, since coach had laid down the law and let them know what the expectations were. Well, legacy week, it got real disrespectful, bro. Like there was some videos where they were coming out talking about F the coaches or hurry up and post this video. So those, they called us another word for like, they called us a derogatory word for gay people. So those coaches can hear it over at Southgate. Like they got really disrespectful and
Yeah,
it got bad. So the game, it started off 41-12, bro. It was
they
41 to
were
12.
popping it too
Hey, they
when
were
they was
they
up.
were like the game got changed, so our kids' mental was already like you could tell they was more of a like they wanted to fight rather than play
Yeah,
football
mm,
type deal. Like our
okay,
kids were like they felt really disrespected, and Nick was one of them. Nick was like, "Who are these dudes to even talk that way?" Right?
yeah,
So we were distracted the first half. It was 41-12 going into halftime. Like they were blowing us out. But we went in at halftime, and one of the things Nick told me, and this was a conversation me and Nick had. He looked at me and was like, "All right, it's over. Like we got this. Like we're gonna win. We'll get the last laugh." So
mm-hmm.
so when Nick tells you it's everybody but legacy, it's on for them that we're not even going to give you attention anymore. Like you guys were disrespectful,
yeah,
and then you guys got popped. Like you guys gave up 38
Yeah,
points. Y'all suck. And that's and it's not me saying it. It's just that's the tone that I got from the kids, and to articulate it for them. That's why he's saying like I'm looking forward to playing everybody but them because honestly they shouldn't even they have no room to talk. Is basically where Nick's coming
yeah,
from.
mm-hmm.
Hey
yeah.
man, so
Yeah.
going into next year, what's the message for the team, Nick? Like, what is something that you're preaching like, what are you preaching from here to the time season kicks off?
Take it serious. Like take football serious because a lot of them just like happy to have a jersey on. Like
Oh, yeah.
work this off season, get better, try to uh provide for the team by getting better, getting stronger, show up to practice, all that type of stuff. Just
Okay, that's what's
really
up.
provide for the team.
That's dope.
There we go. Perfect answer. I love that. So here's my last question for you, Nick. What's your advice to any athlete out there in the same spot as you, an underclassman who might be unsure of whether I should be a vocal leader or not? What would you say to those people in that same exact position as you?
I mean, if you wanna gain respect by not being vocal, just keep working. Like show the team that you're working.
Yeah.
Like if you working and they see that, they're gonna gain your respect. So when you do like have to be vocal, they're gonna respect you and be like, okay, let's listen to him. Cause I'm not vocal, but they know like the players on the team know I'm good. So if I say something, they're gonna be like, okay, let's listen to him. So
Perfect.
just keep working. That's really it.
I love that. Yeah.
Hey, that
Yeah.
that that is so dope. And like I got to see it firsthand. Like so when I say like
Mm,
I got to see it because Nick's right. Nick is not vocal at all. Like Nick is very reserved.
Yeah.
But when Nick talks, like there was people at first because like when you transfer into a new school, people were just like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
Yeah, I know.
And from the very
hmm
beginning, Nick had always just been like, "Well, you don't know who I am. You're gonna find out." Started putting in the work,
Yeah.
and it came to a point where there was even seniors looking like, "Well, hold up, like what's Nick gonna say?" And then when Nick says something, like it was bond. And so it was dope
Yeah.
because I watched a sophomore go into like it was led by seniors. Like we had a junior that was a leader, but Nick stamped it like, no, dude, like I don't want to be the person that's in your face all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna outwork everybody. So when I do talk, you guys need to shut up, listen. But look, I'm living proof of what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, real quick, random question.
Yeah.
Not too random. Who would you, anybody in the city, who would you want to play? Let's say Coach Robertson gives you a blank card. Put one team on for your senior season that we want to play. Who would you want to
Senior
play?
season. I already know this answer.
In city section,
Yeah,
or
city
cause
section.
like city section.
Hey, no, hey, make the question open. Trust me,
City,
you'll like to hear his answer. If you say, don't make it just city section,
anywhere,
make it anybody,
anywhere,
anybody.
anybody, anywhere.
Pies, pies,
Same Pius?
pies.
Okay.
But if I had to choose a city section school, I want to play pies though.
Okay.
They
There we
know the
go.
deal.
Nice.
All right, so
But
that's a southern section school.
wait,
What about city
wait,
section?
city section. Mm, let me think. Let me think. Who would I want to play? Cause you got it's gonna be an open division team. Oh, Garfield, we on that. So Garfield's out. Wait, we always play them.
If
I'm
you
trying
want,
to
I can
think.
name off like open division teams.
Yeah, name open division teams. Not
Off the top, Marine League teams, so Carson, Banning, Pedro, Birmingham over in the Valley.
Birmingham.
Birmingham?
I would say Narbonne, but I already know what happened. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
They
so
probably won't
Narbonne,
be in
nah.
the open for a while.
So I want to play Birmingham because they
There we
like
go.
they're the best in the city section, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so Birmingham.
All right, set it up.
I know.
Hey, man, this has been a pleasure, Nick. I love you, bro. I'm proud of
Right
your
too.
accomplishments this year. I can't wait to run it back next year. Jay,
Yep.
I appreciate you on this lovely Sunday. For all our
No
viewers and our
problem.
guests, don't forget to like, subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter. Go ahead and drop your handle, Nick, so everybody knows where they can follow you at, brother.
Nicholas FO 21. That's my Twitter.
There it is.
But my Instagram, Walking Belt.
There it is. All right, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. We appreciate you for tuning in. I'm Coach Paul. That young man over there is my co-host Jay, and today's guest was Nicholas Fonseca from Southgate High School. Hey, everybody have a blessed one. We love y'all. Peace out.
Peace.